In this episode, I'm going to build a vehicle from scratch using kit bashing as well as 3D printing to add just the right spirit. And you will also find out what this steak pepper is for. For this episode, I'm going to need a lot of super glue. Let me introduce you to our new location. It is called the Swamplands. Before jumping straight into the project, I want to take my time to plan things out. Here's what my idea roughly looks like. Let's see if we come anywhere near this idea while building. The base of this project will be a hexagon. Hexagons have several characteristics that appeal to me. I simply find them quite nice and versatile. That is why I cut all of these foam sheets into hexagons. Let us start right there. Remember to keep your environment well ventilated when cutting foam. To be extra safe, put on your respirator. Or, as a wise man once said, don't forget to wear your dust mask. For the premiere of this video, I would like to introduce you to my new roommate. Say hello to Proxy, the Proxen hotwire cutter. For the sake of calling her Proxy, I think we all know what's missing. Okay, now we're ready. Thanks to Proxy, I can fix these hexagons that I cut out using this guy. He left quite some unpretty edges. With this template though, it should be no problem at all. It just needs to be secured using some screws, and then it's all tight. With the hexagons brought to shape, it is time to heat things up, but better outside. This gives the plain looking surface a nice bumpy texture, which is perfect for the next step, adding some dirt paste made from PVA glue, plaster, paint and sand. I covered it with a carpet of diluted PVA glue, and on top of that I sprinkled on some hobby sand from Green Stuff World. For occasions like these, I like to get out my special steak pepper. Then I spray some isopropyl alcohol on everything, so that the glue gets into every nook and cranny. Now that this is dry, I stipple on some basic colors like beige, brown and green. I looked for a way to make plants from anything else but polymer clay. And that is where I found this tutorial. With a bit of plaster, paint and a drop of water, you can mix up a paste that works perfectly for creating plants. Ferns in my case. You just need to lay out a bit of thin wire and then the paste can be painted on. For this I use a silicone mat to get them off easily after drying. You can clearly see the underside is pretty flat. I'm going to bend all of these leaves a bit to get a nice realistic look of fern. Now, these pre-positioned plants can go onto the diorama. For even more vegetation, grass tufts and flags are needed. Then, to achieve a more realistic appearance, I add a real root and some sticks. To create some swampy puddles, I poured some colored resin into the base's deepenings. Painting the edges black gave the base the final touches. Most of the path is made of basswood because it's easy to work with and I still have a good supply. I placed these small boards evenly on the adhesive tape and achieved the same distances between them using a spacer. With the planks in place, I glued down a wooden strip on the underside to connect all of them. Then, some more strips are glued down to create a sturdy path construction. Lastly, I paint on some dirt because the water levels will change and the swamps will leave stains on the wood. For this project, I got myself some vegetation supplies. Besides the flocking you saw earlier, I also got this flock mat for creating plant carpets on buildings, rocks or abandoned mechs. Having applied the plants to the path, it is ready to be glued to the base. Subsequently, the path is provided with an attractive wooden barrier to ensure the safety of visitors who are strolling along it. Also, say hello to my new crafting area. Look at that fancy table over there. Now, before we dive into the nitty-gritty of building our food truck itself, let us have a quick look at the materials I'll be using today. I have had the idea of making something out of these shower gel containers for a long time and always thought of a vehicle. When I saw this opening of a wet paper dispenser, I imagined that it would be the perfect side door of a food truck, and so the idea was born. Today I will be working with a lot of superglue and baking powder. Polystyrene sheets help me cut out robust and precise parts. The next step in building the truck is to create a solid base. I am using these wooden pieces to construct the inner frame, making sure it's sturdy enough to support the weight of the other parts, since these flimsy plastic pits are everything but sturdy. This lamp and its solar power generator are made of polystyrene as well. Based on the scanner made from the early build, I modeled the front of the truck in Blender, including doors, some boxes, and the floater mechanism itself. It should look like something like this in the end. Not only did I model the front of the truck in Blender, I also sculpted this cute lizard man, Argos. You can see his transformation shortly. Our first stop in the swamplands is going to be a food truck. But not just a food truck, it is the food truck. The best one you will find out there. Why a food truck, you may ask yourself? Well, that may be because I'm a bit too passionate about food. But I don't care. We all need to be prepared and well fed before attempting an adventure. So don't hold back and get yourself a snack. Now I want to tell you a little story about Argos. In the heart of the mystical swamplands, where the mist swirls and the old trees hold ancient secrets, there resides a culinary genius unlike any other. Argos, the likable lizard man. With scales as green as the lush foliage surrounding him, Argos roams the swamp in pursuit of culinary perfection. Almost every day, Argos embarks on a culinary adventure aboard his fantastical food truck, known far as wide as the Food Floater. Argos has devised a certain route through which he covers many areas. When he sets out on his route, he comes through a wide variety of forests, climate zones, and much different vegetations. He encounters a wide variety of individuals, each with their own tales to tell. There are many exciting stories and always new life-enriching things to learn. He was beloved by all who knew him, and sometimes the visitors would come only for him. Food was just a nice side effect. Along the way, he gathers the freshest ingredients from the verdant landscapes, plucking herbs, fruits, and many different mushrooms. Nature has many ingredients to offer, and the menu is seasonal and offers a wide selection. This means it never gets boring and constantly adapts to the season. The lizard's menu is a delightful fusion of flavors from far and wide, inspired by his travels across the swamplands and beyond. From refreshing salads to wonderful drinks and desserts, each dish is a symphony of flavors and textures, crafted with love and care. In the swamp region, Argos gathered one of the best spots to sell his food. Nearby the marketplace, there exists a somewhat remote and quiet place that is ideal for an experience such as this. With a roof of trees, the ambience invites you to linger, especially in the evenings. The light of the fireflies makes the whole thing even cozier, while frogs croak and insects chirp and crunch. But Argos food truck is more than just a place to sate one's hunger. It's a sanctuary of warmth and hospitality, where all are welcome to share stories, laughter, and the simple joys of good food. And so, as the sun sets and another day in the mystical swamplands goes to an end, the food floater continues to weave its magic, bringing joy, friendship, and culinary delight to all who venture into its embrace. For in the heart of the swamp, amidst the mist and the mystery, there is no one quite like Argus, the culinary master of the swamplands. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode and can't wait to see the next one. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more crafting content. And let me know in the comments if you spotted our friend Fred, who hid somewhere in this video. Until next time, see you around.